install the new patch, it may fix it, right? Or you're updating your Windows, right?
Overall, we have two types of modem. One is internet modem, another is our personal computer modem, because inside our laptop, whether it's a tower top or desktop, we do have a modem. Troubleshooting a computer, it's overall it's three phases. Either I have to upgrade the kernel, like BIOS version, or either I have to upgrade the operating system, like Windows version or operating system version, or I have to make some changes in hardware, such as upgrading some random access memory or change a code.
Hi guys, this is Najim Nouri. I'm very excited and glad to be here with Mr. Elyas and his one of new episode, which is called Tech Talk. Today we're going to talk about the slowness of internet, or as you or the normal user would call it, Wi-Fi. So let's jump in.
Oh yeah, that's a very interesting topic. I'm sure you have a lot of information and data about this particular problem.
Absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Najim, what do you think? What could be the most common issues for the end users or the people who are mostly working at home? I mean, what are the common issues since you're working and support people remotely? So what did you notice during of this pandemic, and what are these all about?
This is a great question. So first of all, since this pandemic hits everyone, especially those who are who works in the office, right? Now they have to work remotely, and a lot of people, they share the internet bandwidth. So if everyone is using the internet, the network gets busy, you don't get enough bandwidth, right? The other thing could be you may have slow internet. Now everyone is at home. Your kid may have schools, Zoom calls, right? You may have people playing video game online, and you may have people watching YouTube videos. So those things eat up the bandwidth or the internet that you have. So now you have to consider if your internet, the current package that you have, is sufficient. The other thing could be sometimes people don't know where to put the actual router or the Wi-Fi, right? They put it in a place that you don't get enough wireless signal where you are. Sometimes I have seen this, that people put it next to microwave. Microwave does not allow Wi-Fi signal to pass or go through. I have seen it, people put it next to fridge. Fridge does not allow wireless signal to go or pass. Or sometimes they have put it in a closet and there is a big wall. The wireless could travel, but not as good as if you put it somewhere that it can cover the whole room. So it could be, I mean, I have seen all these issues that I have just described, and it's my personal experience. When I ask the users, I ask specific questions to see what kind of issue they may have. It could be they have 5 MB. It could be they have 10 MBs and they have 10 people using it at the same time. That does not work. If you're playing games, watching 4K videos nowadays, and you want to work, that's not gonna work. You need to upgrade your internet speed.
Do you think that recent update, whether it's from Microsoft or macOS, does have some interruption with the computer modem as well, whether it is wired and wireless? So have you ever noticed that some updates really annoying endpoint user for having a proper internet? Do you think the patches, the recent update, I mean whatever update that the operating system companies push for the end user, is that impact as well, do you think?
This is a good question, and it's a tricky question. You may have a computer which haven't got new patches, right? And they released another patch to fix the patch that had issue with your wireless modem. So if you install the new patch, it may fix it, right? Or you're updating your Windows, right? And you're getting the patches which had issues with the wireless. So you need to make sure every time there's a patch, you need to update it. Sometimes, I know, we all know Microsoft messed up. They release a patch and it just messes the whole Windows, right? And then they release another hotfix for it. But it could be the reason.
I see. So how about the new wireless devices with the new NR? I'd rather not say new radio frequency, but the new Wi-Fi modem with the old version modem of the endpoint user computer, such as Pentium 2, Pentium 3 computer. So is there any compatibility between these two devices? Do you think there could be some problem through these two devices as well?
Of course.
Possibly,
of course.
right?
Yes. So I know the new devices, they come with the backward compatibility, right? But your old device, they don't have the new frequencies, right? So your computer may not have the new frequency capacity or capability, but your wireless modem, they do have. So what you need to do, if you have a computer that doesn't work with the same frequency that you're using, you can change it to make it compatible with your old device.
I see. So it means I do remember with the Pentium 2, Pentium 3, so it's all about types of processor, but I noticed some of their modems. So overall we have two types of modem. One is internet modem, another is our personal computer modem, because inside our laptop, whether it's a tower top or desktop, we do have a modem, and that modem also does come some features. For example, with the Pentium 2 and Pentium 3, that modem's only designed to get 2.4 gigahertz of Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
So that's not designed for 5 gigahertz.
No.
So we have a 5 gigahertz for wireless connectivity at the office or at home as well. So expecting that capacity or expecting that much amount of internet through that modem, I think it's very challenged. It's not possible because that modem is not designed for 5 gigahertz. What could be another causation? Do you think that some viruses such as malware, these all the stuff does impact in computer performance? And what I noticed, Najim, before I ask this question, for having a slow computer, it doesn't mean that you have a slow internet.
Correct.
Because computer itself, attached to that computer, there's a kernel as an interpreter between operating system and hardware. On top of that, in low level, we have a hardware. So if we start troubleshooting a computer, it's overall it's 3 phases. Either I have to upgrade the kernel, like BIOS version, or either I have to upgrade the operating system, like Windows version or operating system version, or I have to make some changes in hardware, such as upgrading some random access memory, or changing the processor, or so on.
Or put a new SSD hard drive.
Thank you. That is the best solution. This is the recent idea that we found that most of the computers, which come with the hard disk drive, we mostly prefer to switch it to SSD drive. So that really helped. And we noticed that most of the clients are so happy after they switch their hard drive from hard disk drive to SSD drive.
Yes, and one other thing, there is another thing which is called wireless frequency. Sometimes there could be a wireless channel confliction. What I meant with that is, you may have another Wi-Fi with the same wireless channel which is interfering with your wireless. So usually the routers, they have auto channels. If you don't have the auto channel, you would face internet slowness through wireless.
I do remember I had a specific topic about this particular subject, and I recorded about Wi-Fi confliction, how to resolve the Wi-Fi confliction. What you mentioned, that makes sense, because overall we have a 3 free Wi-Fi channel. The disadvantage of using a factory default configuration of the wireless modem, whether it's a wireless modem, wireless access point, wireless controller, if we pick the auto mode, so the disadvantage of auto mode is that the auto mode itself will pick either channel 1, for example channel 6 or channel 11, such as is an example for free channel. So there is no way for devices to act over intelligent to pick some other channel except this 3 channel. So my suggestion most of the time as a technical folks, if you will, to try not to pick the auto mode. That is a factory default. It's okay, but if you just specify the channel, will help more than picking auto mode.
Correct. So the reason I said auto mode, right? There might be another wireless modem in your neighbor house which have the same channel that you have selected, right? If you put it in auto mode, it says, okay, what channel is available to me, so I can pick it, right, and configure it. You don't have to do it, the router will do it for you.
That's really nice. That also makes sense. You're right. If there's a less Wi-Fi, that is a base idea. But if there's a more crowd, my suggestion would be try to not put on the auto mode. Auto mode is always, see, it's always either A, B, C. It's either A, B, C. I mean, there's a 3 free channel. Auto mode is always pick 3 channel all the time. If everyone use the same frequency, the same terminology, the same mechanism, the same configuration mode, so means this, if we count as 100 client will use this 3 channel. Overlapping will be too much, and the channel is already hard coded. And I mentioned that some of the older devices, they does not change their channel from A to B. They just stay with the same channel as they picked at the beginning. Even they're not smart to know if there's for example channel A and B is there's too much crowd on AB, let me pick it to A. No, they just hard coded to the same devices. They just want to keep it the same way as it is, whether it's overlapping or overlapping or interference. That's the disadvantage of purchasing not to say cheap Wi-Fi devices, but I've seen there's a very low price Wi-Fi device, and that Wi-Fi device does come with that kind of feature which we didn't want.
So what about the normal user who doesn't know what is wireless channel? What do they need to do?
The solution for this kind of people, if they're serious about the internet, if they're very serious, see, I mentioned in one of my other topic that at least we have to be serious while we are using internet, because we are sharing all our confidential. So if that is the important stuff, rather to hire someone or call some company to help them and fix that error. Or if they have any technical folks in their family, better to share the problem that they're facing every day with that family or that particular person in order to come and fix their issues. That is the best solution, because it's not their end. And this guy, when he set up a Wi-Fi as an auto mode, he created a problem through that community, through that area as well. I think the reason that I solved some of the company issue by simply setting a meeting with different department, with different company at the same building. Then I say that, hey, you pick channel 1, I pick channel 2, you pick channel 3, I will pick channel 7, or so on. So then we found that there is no interference, there is no overlapping. So that is why auto is something like, if you don't know how to This is for non-technical folks. But if you're serious about using Wi-Fi, I would suggest to try to be serious and hire someone to fix it.
Do you know if they can call your ISP or internet service provider to do that for them?
If their internet service provider provide the same modem, of course they can help them. Yes, if the modem is coming from those from their hand, of course, if they can give them a call, they can fix it. They can fix this problem, and they know it's a common problem. The reason which they send as a auto mode, because they just want to keep it as is. Auto mode is like 0.5 chance of changing from A to B. It's 0.5, so 50-50, but it's not 100% getting changed.
And if you still feel like you're not getting good wireless signal, there are devices which are called Wi-Fi extender.
I see.
You can put those, like I know some people have like really big house, and at the end of a room upstairs,
there's a less Wi-Fi bar.
Correct. So what he can do is buy a Wi-Fi extension. It will extend the range,
I see,
to that room, and he can get the same speed as everyone else.
And there's a tip for the same scenario. If you're a technical person, what I suggest you to do, like we have a bridge mode, so we can use a bridge mode or we can use an access mode. The main concept of bridge mode is to regenerate the signal from one place to another place. If you're a technical person and you have a Wi-Fi access point and you want to regenerate the same Wi-Fi in some places, so I would suggest you to have the similar Wi-Fi and put it in different place. At least the distance should be 50-50, and plus you need to identify access point A that I'm going to set up access point B as a bridge mode. So then you will definitely enjoy it. And instead of what you said, that is the shortest way. I suggest that one.
For the bridge, you have to have same device, but for the Wi-Fi extension or extended, right? It comes like small devices that you can plug it in your room, and it does that thing. If you know someone who has online courses, and if you know someone who always watches TV or
at the same time, and you're expecting to remote access and do a VPN and so on, it won't happen.
It will work, but it will be choppy and you will not be able to do what you're supposed to do.
I see.
We have experienced that.
For this kind of scenario, either they have to upgrade the internet or they have to minimize the amount of usage during of the official hours.
Correct. But I know there are people, they want to play games or they have an online course. They cannot say, okay, you're working, okay, I don't want to take my classes. So I know that's not going to happen. So the other option, the other best option is to upgrade. And nowadays ISP service providers, they have extremely good deals.
Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
Okay guys, I hope you have learned some stuff from Mr. Najim Nouri, and I have shared some of my opinion as well. Until next time, stay safe, be brave, and take care.